I was born in Morgan County, Kentucky. The county seat is West Liberty, and that's where I went to high school. When the Germans invaded Poland in 1 September 1939, I had just finished my sophomore year in college, and I decided at that time I was going to join the military service. So I did not go back to school. I chose the Marine Corps. I thought that was where I belonged. After recruit training at Paris Island, I was kept there as a rifle instructor initially, and then a drill instructor. I didn't get overseas until July of '44, and my first and only combat in World War II was on Iwo Jima.
Having received the Silver Star for his actions on Iwo Jima, William Barber returned home from World War II in February 1946. The war was over, and he was ready to begin his career as a professional Marine. Barber commanded numerous rifle and guard companies before being called back to the front lines in late 1950, this time as part of the dangerous Korean conflict.
We got to Haggeroo probably the 12th of November. It was literally cold, and it affected everything you did. Everything was at least doubly hard. I mean, such functions as food and drink were very difficult. The 1st Marine Division was continuing to advance north. A single road connected Udamne and Haggeroo. I was assigned to go up there and take position and keep the road open. At that time, we had no specific information that the enemy was near, but they came in fairly great numbers the next morning on the 28th of November.
With 8,000 Marines stranded at Udamne, and this critical mountain pass serving as their only escape route to the sea, Barber understood that despite their overwhelming disadvantage, a retreat could cost more American lives and could seriously endanger the Allied campaign. So Captain Barber and his company resolved to hold on through the night.
After we had stabilized our own positions, I received an order to leave that position and move back to Haggeroo. I knew by that time, just by deduction, that Haggeroo to my rear and Udamne forward were both under fairly heavy attack, but I didn't realize that they were as outnumbered as they were. I certainly wasn't going to leave them unwounded. I had 21 or 22 of them, 8 or 9 were essentially unable to walk on their own, and my inclination was always to obey the spirit of any order I received and improve on it if I could, expand it, add to it. And as I started sizing up my situation, it was obvious to me that it was very important to hold this piece of ground. I decided that I was capable of holding it as I was moving back to Haggeroo in any good order. So I just sent an amplifying message, recommended that we stay where we were, and requesting a resupply by air. And within a short while, a message came back, we'll give you all the support we can, we'll get you resupplied by air, and good luck, or something like that.
Though wounded himself, Captain Barber issued orders from a stretcher as he led his remaining 220 men against a Chinese force that was 5 times larger than his own. The epic stand lasted 5 days and 6 nights and accounted for nearly 1,000 enemy dead. Despite heavy losses, the company held the crucial position, saving countless American lives and keeping the route to the sea under Allied control. In consideration of his valiant efforts during the brutal Chosin Reservoir campaign, Captain Barber received the Medal of Honor from President Harry Truman on August 20th, 1952.
I think it's one of the more meaningful experiences of my life. I thought then and thought now that it was a tribute to our performance of our mission to the Marines I've served with. I think they understood as well as I that this was a very important mission. I think we had a lot of feeling of satisfaction. This was a tough mission against a tough enemy, and I never regretted the action I took. I still think it was the right decision. Certainly not trying to refuse to obey an order. It just seemed like it was the thing to do. My feeling was a mixture of pride in what we had done and proud of them for what they had done.